My friends, welcome to exercise 128 in my 200 3D CAD models in FreeCAD series. Exercise 128 is a familiar object, so it will be a revolve, and I am thinking I must have done something similar in the recent past. So I looked back and found out exercise 112 and exercise 113. So here is the exercise 112 that I did, and it has a similar structure. So the upper part will be, the chamfering would be a bit visible. And exercise 113 is also a similar structure where we have in some pipe gone through those holes that we have around the collar. But one major difference between this object and those two just talked about, 112 and 13, is that this has a hollow cylinder. And so what I'm thinking, maybe it would be wise to actually build it up from the scratch rather than modifying the existing sketches. So let's go ahead and start processing our image. Now, as I keep saying, once the new version FreeCAD 0.22 comes up, the sketching will be changed a little bit, and that way we probably won't be using this technical drawing in our background, not as much as we've been doing here. Right, so on this one I want to draw the sketch on a zipline. That's where I place the image right now, and then it would be a revolve. So let's go ahead and draw only the half of it. So I have tried FreeCAD 0.22 developer version over last couple days, and one big thing, actually two big changes in the sketching. There are multiple changes, but the two big changes are here. So this line and polyline, these two are merged into one, so you probably won't see this line command there anymore, and all these vertical and horizontal became one, and these two, coincident and point on line curve, so these two are merged to one, and the dimensions is changed like this: 1, 2, 3, and then angle, all, and then diameter. So all these 5 dimensions are merged into one command. So that's kind of more neat to look at. And also my favorite, I have complained about having this sketch fillet, where there is a constraint preserving sketch fillet. In one of the previous videos I said these two side by side is not actually suitable combination. This constraint preserving sketch fillet is so much better than the sketch fillet. This should not be there at all. And then I'm so happy in the new version, this is the constraint preserving sketch fillet is the only one there, so we don't need that, the obsolete version. So these are the major changes that's coming up that I am excited about. Okay, so this will be 5 and this distance. So now here we have to select this point and this point, and say horizontal distance is 35, but in the new FreeCAD 0.22, if we bring the dimension command and then select on this point, it will give me options to actually see if it is a vertical distance or like horizontal. So it's much easier now. It will make sketching a lot easier. Okay, so this angle is 45, so we can go ahead and make that 45, and the total height is 80. This height is 5, so this is 5 and this is 35. This is 10. All right. Okay. So soon as I place these two at the same vertical plane, it's a fully constrained sketch. So let's go ahead and rename that as sketch for revolve and revolve it against the z-axis. Okay, we got that. Now we'll have to make these holes, and we have 8 holes in total, and I decided I'll be using a cylinder to mimic one of those holes, and its diameter 8. I'm going to go ahead and double click on the cylinder and then change the radius to 4. And the height wise, we'll have to go through all the entire object. So let's say 80 is our height. And I can actually change the position here too. I can do it later on, but let's go ahead and change it right now. So on the X direction, it will be at this point, which is 55 divided by 2 on the X direction. And I think that will do. All right, we got one of these. And actually, without changing anything else, we can actually do the array thing. So let's go. So this is my customized toolbar. I placed it previously, it was in the part workbench. Now I went ahead and placed it under the global. So doesn't matter how many switchers we do on the workbench, these few tools will be there all the time. I'll go ahead and polar array it from the draft, or if you don't have this setup, I'm going to go ahead into draft and go there with the polar array under the array tools, right? And here I want to do number of elements would be total 8, and then I want to, the center of the rotation would be the base, the origin 0, 0, 0, and the radius is already there from the location. Let's go ahead and I want to go back to fusing later on, but for now, so there it is. We have our holes, and to stay on the safer side, I want to make them union. So I can do it from here, or I can do it from my global customized toolbar. Okay, so we got the fusion, and looks like something happened. So let's go to fuse. Let's go ahead and fuse it, right? So we have to do the fuse on the array, and now we have our fusion there. Now we have our main body, and let's go ahead and make a cut. I want to make a cut, and there it is. That is our object. As I said, in principle, this is more on the same style that we did for exercise 112 and 113, but because there was a hollow through, we could change this sketch, but it was easier to actually build it ground up. Hopefully you like this process. If you have any question as usual, let them know in the comment section. And I am excited about FreeCAD 0.22. I am sure you are excited about that version too. With that, I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.